They arrived in Red Larch. Oops, camera's not on. Let me fix that. Last session, you guys actually managed to arrive in Red Larch. There you met with Heath Blackwall, who is the leader of a mercenary group called the Dragon's Blessed. And he had been sent in by Theoris Erlenthar as sort of a we need to get something started as quickly as we can. Let's get somebody there as soon as possible. So he arrived there and basically gave you guys the lowdown on the town, the lowdown on what was going on, and he shot you, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different leads of people he thought you could and should talk to who may have a little bit more information about that. After that, he took his leave. I more or less assumed that you guys are going to go ahead and... So we'll pick up right there. He heads straight out, walks straight out of town. You can see as he's walking down the street, there are a few guys and gals that sort of go with him. And obviously they're his mercenary crew that he's had in town, sort of incognito, if you will. But you guys are at an inn, and it's evening time. So planning to stay the night or thinking more about going out and trying to explore some of these leads right away? What are we thinking?
How late is it?
I'm thinking it's probably 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. So the shops would be closed.
I believe
you could definitely talk to the drunk guy in the corner.
I believe we
He's
got
still
into
there.
Town around noon, didn't we?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You did get into town around noon, which would make this only about 4 or 5 p.m. You're absolutely right.
But we divide and conquer to try and maximize the places that we can go.
That could be a very good idea, Thorzel.
You certainly can. As a reminder, the places are the drunk guy in the corner. There's a more raucous tavern directly across the road called the Helmet High Sun, which has a lot of caravan drivers and guards, types of people who may have been in contact with the caravan or caravan guards that is missing. There's a caravan shop called Belorn's Safe Journeys. You were told to talk to Thorsk, the small, sort of squat, the short, thick one, rather than the tall, thin one. There's a used store and barber shop called Gaelker's, where a lot of the locals hang out, and it was suggested that you go there. And last, a junk shop called Valley Vaux's Sundries. All of those were places you were sort of recommended to check out.
I believe a couple of you were talking about getting a haircut.
That would have been me.
I think the old man there too.
I don't really got any hair, but...
Oh, it's all fallen out, Zebknock.
I was thinking I would just walk into that room.
They could always trim your ear here.
That's true. And the nose. It's a little...
Oh, that's true.
Well, that's a good idea.
I'm actually going to miss you when you get younger.
What do you mean? I'm always young.
Young at heart.
I'm gonna start flexing my muscles.
What do you think, Thorzel? Have you grown accustomed to old Zebknock here?
I do not grow accustomed to just about anything.
Actually, that makes sense for you. So...
I can't even begin to imagine what he would look like as a young goblin.
Perhaps you will find out soon enough.
Okay, so Zebknock and Magnus, you guys are going to check out the barbershop? that the plan?
Yes.
Hey, sounds good. What about the other two of you?
I presume we would start with the priest here.
That'd be a good place,
Okay.
yes.
Makes sense. All right. So, Zebknock and Magnus, you guys head out to the barber shop, which is sort of on the other side of town, off the main road. And you were given directions how to get there. And you walk for a while, and sure enough, you walk into this small store. It's not very big. It's very strange because it is a barber shop, and there is a single chair where someone is there getting a haircut. There are 5 or 6 chairs across from it, all filled with locals sort of gossiping. But it also seems like they sell a bunch of other used stuff here. There's old, kind of not very good looking weapons. There seems to be. Would you go grab the door? There seems to be a bunch of like sort of old worn clothing there too. So it's an odd bit of shop. And of course, there is, sort of behind a stack of stuff, a back room door. So as you enter, the gentleman who is cutting hair looks up and says, "Ah, new customers. My name is Marlandro Gaelker. Welcome to my barber and second-hand shop. What can I do for you gentlemen today?"
Can you trim my ear hairs and my nose hairs and maybe my eyebrows?
"Oh, certainly, Master Goblin. We can trim all unsightly hair here. This is a full-service shop. And you, my good man, will you be requiring a trim as well?"
Name is Magnus, and I wouldn't touch my hair, but I would definitely like to shave.
"Oh, of course. We're quite happy to do that as well. I have a special cream that smells of blackberries. You'll love it. Gentlemen," he sort of talks to the guys that are sitting there. He says, "May I ask 2 of you to please surrender your seats so that these 2 fine customers can sit down?" A couple guys sort of.
Actively standing, no need for that.
One guy grumbles and sort of gets up, and the other guy sort of looks and very politely sort of offers you a seat.
Zebknock, if you wish, you could take a seat. I can be standing. It's no problem for me.
Yeah, I'll say,
Keep your seats. We can wait.
The guy who was really grumpy looks relieved. The other guy's like, "Okay, sure." And one of the guys down at the far end, looks like an older gentleman, says, "So, to what do we owe the pleasure of visitors here in Red Larch? Just passing through with a caravan, I presume?"
Well, we just got to town, and I thought I would freshen up a little bit.
"Well,
I
sure."
heard you guys have some interesting things in here.
Gaelker says, "Oh yes, please feel free to browse. We have any number of goods here, and I also buy goods if you have anything for sale. Don't worry, no questions asked."
As it says that, I'm going to reach for that back door.
"Oh, I'm sorry. That door is off limits to all visitors." The guys sort of look at you strangely, like, "One of the back doors. Nothing's go over there." And he says, "I'll ask that you please stay in the main showroom. After all, there's nothing back there but ugly clutter. Anyway, perhaps the odd cobweb."
You don't have any specialty goods here, do you?
And he sort of holds his hands up like this, and he says, "My hands here are my most special good. Believe me, sir, the hair in your ears, nose, and eyebrows will never look better once my magic fingers are through with them."
Well, that sounds lovely.
So you guys kind of hang out, and guys are talking. Elker seems more like listening. He's sort of smiling and doing his work. Every once in a while, he'll glance up and give you a smile. And you hear the gentleman who was very eager to give you his seat is saying, "I just think it is the strangest thing. Why on earth would there be shallow graves right outside of town? It doesn't make any bit of sense." And his friends say, "Are you sure that's what you saw? Maybe you just saw piles of stones." And the guy says, "Nope, I am positive. I bring my flock past there every second month. There's never been anything like that before, and this time when I passed through there were shallow graves, almost half a dozen of them. Over in sight of the spire."
Hey, mister, can you tell me how?
So he leans forward and he says, "Oh yeah. So it's probably about I'm a shepherd, you see. So I walk my flock different places. We graze. I try not to hit any place more than once in every couple of months or so. And there's this one location. It's 16 miles dead east, right off the large trail. I can't miss it. And as I'm walking past with my flock, I notice there are these shallow graves, almost more like cairns, just piles of stone, uh, not 25 feet from the road. I'd never seen anything like it before. I didn't dare to get any closer. I'm just a shepherd, but it struck me as awfully strange, especially with all the other strange things going on here."
What other
Yeah,
strange things you're speaking of?
Well, he almost looks like he's afraid he said too much. He says, "Well, uh, we've got lots of new folk coming into town to stay. Uh, all the haunted keeps seem to be up again. There's activity around the spire. We've heard about strange creatures coming from the river, coming from underground. A lot of it's rumors, just gossip, but if you hear 10 pieces of gossip, sure seems like one of them might be true, right?"
These all seem to be very concerning. You said you're a shepherd. Can I
Yes.
have your name, please?
Oh, yes. My name is let's see. What's my name? My name's Imdar. Imdar.
Nice to meet you, Imdar. I am Magnus. I am quite interested in checking these shallow graves that you spoke of.
Oh,
It seems to
well, I'd be
be
happy to
certainly my
show you.
expertise.
I'd be happy to show you. I'm taking my flock back out that way tomorrow morning if you're interested.
Very well. Me and my friend here will take our cut. And is there a place where I could find you this next morning you speak of?
Well, why don't I meet you right out in front of here? Road out of town's just that way.
Very well. So meeting in front of the bartenders, not bartenders. It almost seems like a bar in here with all these people. The barber, I meant.
Out here. You'll
Very
see.
well.
It's very strange.
I am fairly certain after all these things you spoke of, there may be a lot of strange things happening in town.
Boy, hope you're wrong. Let's go ahead and cut back
So do
to we'll go ahead and cut back to Thartazor and Durzo in the bar. So Cleric of Lathander is still just laid out, head down, kind of snoring a little bit. As you get closer to him, you can smell that he's got that been in the bar for a few days smell coming off of him. So, yeah.
I'm gonna look to Tharazor. So, good cop, bad cop? How are we doing this?
I figure we just bribe him with a drink.
Well, there's always that, yes. Alright, fine. And I'll go over to the counter, order 3 ales. And I'll bring them back. So, we just gonna go talk to him?
Is there a way to sober him up a little bit first? Q,
Yeah, sure.
I know it probably wouldn't, because it's not like lesser restoration or something. If I cast Cure Wounds on him, would that help to kind of like purify his blood a little bit?
You could certainly try.
Okay.
When you say that, Durzo is going to look at one of the mugs. Actually, I might be able to help with that. And he'll head over to the counter again and pass the ale to just some random patron and take a tankard of water. And he'll bring it back over. I have a trick up my sleeve. I think it's my work.
That must be a very fancy shirt, then.
We'll approach. Excuse me, sir. I'll waft a cup of ale in front of him. And as he starts to perk up, I'm going to slide a cup of water in front of him, and I'm going to prestidigitation it to taste and smell like ale.
Oh, Lathander, smile on you, my friend. Ah.
Good, isn't it?
It's delicious. Sit. I'm Brother Earden. It's nice to meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Brother Eden. My name is Tarzur, and this is my colleague, Durzo.
Artisur. Durzo.
Pleasure.
Ale.
I'll make a gesture with my cup. Yes.
Oh. Oh. Oh, what brings you into this fine establishment on this beautiful day?
We understand you know something about the, lowering my voice, the local cults? Elemental cults?
Local cult? No. I don't know anything about that. I've been here about 3 days. I've been in this room. I was in Belliard before that. I'm supposed to be taking my shift at the All Faiths Shrine, which is right up the road there. I was due there. No, I'm not. Wasn't due there yet. I am due there. 2 days, which gives me 2 more days to drink.
Are you?
But you elemental cults, you say? Well, I don't know anything about that.
Are you sure that's not a reason you may be drinking so heavily?
Oh no, I drink heavily because I don't really believe in Lathander anymore. That's why.
I'm just gonna look at Tharazor. Yeah, lean forward and just kind of tap him on the shoulder. There.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. It's very unbecoming. Clerics are...
No. Everybody needs to look
Right.
good every once in a while.
I'm
You
sorry.
should talk to our friend Magnus. He loves crying things.
Is he here? Magnus!
He is not here now, but we would be happy to introduce you when he returns.
Okay.
Drink up. Do drink up.
Sure.
Might make you feel a little better.
Ah. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes, I've just come from Beliard, where I was, head of the Shrine of Lathander over there, but we take shifts coming here to the All Faith Shrine. We're to do a month on and a month off kind of thing, and like I said, I left a little early. Beliard was very crowded. There was a big hullabaloo about some caravan that was there.
Caravan, you
And
say?
this
Anyway,
and this
out of
was
there.
how long ago?
Oh, a week, maybe a week. About 3 or 4 day journey from Beliard to here, which is very annoying because if you look on the map, it's a straight line, but you have to go around because there's no road that goes. Well, there is one road that goes through the hills. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But yeah, there was this big caravan of. They had guards, and it was a big to-do. Lord's Alliance, yakety schmackety. It was just a big mess. It allowed me to slip out early, though.
Do you perchance know where that caravan was heading next?
Oh yeah, they announced it over and over and over. They were going south to Summit Hall. Visit the Knights of Samular. They had some kind of. They had a knight that had been killed. They were going to inter him at Summit Hall. So they were headed south from there. Caravan seemed relatively intact. I did wait a minute. Do you think that's the caravan that's missing that everybody's talking about? Everybody's been talking about a missing caravan. You don't think is it that one?
What a brilliant idea! That I had not put that together myself, but you are so smart.
Yeah, it's that one. That's why everybody's talking about it. And we would talk about a caravan full of salted meat going missing, but a caravan filled with dignitaries and bigwigs and big shots that's news that they're missing. Well, I don't know where they are, and I don't know what happened after Beliard, but in Beliard they were fine.
Quite interesting. Out of curiosity, what, aside from the caravan, before they arrived, what state was Beliard in? We've been hearing the Desrin Valley's been having some troubles of late.
Beliard has the same kind of trouble it's always had. Boring. Boring. That is the most boring place ever. Unless you happen to be a cow, then I'm sure it's wonderful.
Wow.
But it is
slaughtered.
absolutely right. It is absolutely totally boring there. As near as I can tell, that caravan is the most exciting thing to happen to Beliard since I've been stationed there, and that's. Oh my god, I've been there 50 years.
You sound like you could use another drink.
Yeah, this one is it tastes great, but it's not having the desired effect. It's making me all emotional.
Oh, I did actually. Well, I do have a bit of respect for the religious, and the capabilities you all carry. So I figured I'd spring a little bit extra for something nicer for you. I apologize if it's
It's
having ill effect.
too nice. It's not having an ill effect. It's having a good effect. That's the problem.
Oh, dreadfully sorry. The next one I get for you will be up to snuff.
Well, so what brings you to Red Larch? Mining in the hills, prospecting, maybe? Caravan of your own?
Little bit of prospecting, yes.
Well, best of luck.
Certainly on the search for new things.
Well, if you need to come by the All Faiths Shrine, 2 days you'll find me there. I'll be perfectly happy to help you pray to, well, whomever. It is the All Faiths Shrine, after all. I'll
Bugger
be
the heck it
sober
is.
then. He looks at you and he's sort of like, right. Sure. Sure, my friend, sure. He kind of shrinks back in his chair just a little bit, looks a little wary now.
Out of curiosity, we did pass through a rather small village on our way here. That I
Westbridge?
Thank you. Yes, the
Westbridge, yes.
We've been hearing of disappearances from there. Have you heard anything about that?
No, I haven't heard anything about that. I have heard and did notice on the road it seemed like a few more people than usual, and they seemed a little blank in the face.
Where were they?
What?
I feel like that
heading?
doesn't mean anything. Most of them look like they were headed into the hills somewhere. Like I said, there's only one path that goes into the hills. Some of them were headed not on a path at all, just directly into the hills. It was a strange trip from Beliar to here. It's never strange. But in terms of anything specific,
Well, we will definitely be seeing you again, my friend. What? One last thing, though. My friend here, he mentioned something about, and I'll kind of lean in a little closer. We heard some stories about. Oh, what was it? The. Too far. The Black Earth cult? Something to do with a fire cult and a water cult and earth cult and...
I haven't seen or heard anything like that.
Oh, well, that's actually relief. We were a bit nervous to stay here.
Oh no, I think you'd be fine. There's plenty of ne'er-do-wells here, but Red Larch is mostly a solid town.
Can I insight check him?
Sure.
First roll of the session is a 15 plus 3, 18.
18. Looks like everything he's telling you is true. You have noticed that as your conversation has continued, you do get this sense that the server, Yelida, who is a quiet girl that you met once last time, Not Kayessa, not the sort of innkeeper, but server seems to be. Man, she's been washing that one table kind of near yours for a really long time, and it's spotless.
Is that the one that was flirting with Blackwall?
No,
That would be the house.
That's-
the
That was
bartender.
Caius.
yeah,
Okay.
Kayessa is the one who was flirting with Blackwall. She's nowhere to be found at the moment. This is the serving girl.
Well, we won't take up much more of your time. Unless Thorzo, you had something you wanted to ask?
No, I am done here.
Well, it was an absolute pleasure, and cannot wait to see one of your sermons. I'm sure they're going to be fantastic. And I'll take the cup from him that he's almost done, and I'll put the extra ale I bought in front of him. That'll be more to
He
your
takes-
liking.
Takes a drink and says, "Oh yeah, that's feeling better already." He kind of sinks back into his chair.
I'll take a sip of mine. On second thought, I've had a bit before I even got here. The drinking on the road and all that gets boring, you know? And I'll set the second tankard in front of him.
Oh yes, that's no problem. I'll be here for 2 days. See you soon. Let's cut back to Magnus and Zebknock. Zebknock, you've gotten your trim up. Magnus, you've gotten your shave, and you're feeling nice and fresh.
Before that, could I
Sure,
do something?
sure, of course.
Sure. I'll look at Zebknock and tell him, while waiting, maybe we could catch some breath outside.
Sure. I'll say,
And
We'll be right back.
Of course, we'll be waiting for you.
as we walk outside, I'll look at Zebknock and say, we had to check that back door, no?
Yeah, I was gonna wait for some of the people to leave, and then I was just gonna walk in there, or maybe just scare them.
You do have a plan.
You
I
got a
could-
plan?
Yes. I could make you invisible. And I could
Really?
make. Yes. And I could
Let's
also
do
make
it.
myself look like one of the beggars I helped earlier. Or maybe, no, not them. I will make myself look like an old man. Fitting for you as well. And I'll try to run in, open the door, thinking it's a toilet. And then you could theoretically follow in. While invisible, I assume I'll be stopped, but it's a plan.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Very well,
You're
just
smart.
I am wise. And thank you. Just don't do anything funny while I can't see you. As he'll place his hand over Zebknock, and he will then say, obscure us, and he will become invisible for the next hour.
Hey, very good.
As for myself, I will be casting disguise self on myself by covering my face with my hands, saying "Velmen Velox," and I will become a very old man, almost looking like a beggar, but nothing like the ones I helped, not to draw any attention to them. And I'll just nod in the air where Zebknock was just a second ago, and I will run right into the barber, trying to make myself look like someone who is in need of a bathroom and quickly rush to that back door and open it quickly so Zebknock could sneak in.
Oh, I'm sorry, you cannot. I'm sorry, old man. I'm sorry, you cannot. Door opens.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. You cannot go back there. If it's a bathroom you're looking for, try this. There's an outhouse out back. Come on. He goes and sort of puts his hands on your shoulders.
My back. Easy there.
Yes, it's very. And he goes ahead and reaches and closes the door.
Oh, my
Presumably
stomach.
Zebknock has already made it inside, though. So as he escorts you out, Zebknock,
Okay.
this dude's a counterfeiter. He's got all these old kind of ugly metal looking coins, and he's got like silver and gold paint. And that's what he's doing back there. He's counterfeiting.
Damn. Okay.
And it's super obvious to you, like, this dude's counterfeiting. like there's no question about it at all.
Perfect. Okay. I don't really see anything noteworthy back there, though.
Nothing related to what you're talking about. Nothing related to the cults or anything that's related to the mystery. Just plain old sneaky business.
Can I take some basically proof of this in a little like pouch?
Sure, you can grab like
And
some of the paint and some of the yeah, absolutely.
okay, so I'm gonna grab a pouch of it, and I'm gonna walk out and just look for Magnus.
Okay,
And
you're now outside. You don't see Magnus, but you do see this old man who's kind of walking around holding his lower stomach.
I need a toilet real bad.
I'm gonna try to walk up to him and whisper,
We got what we need.
I will dispel my concentration on the invisibility. Well, that's very good for you, but unfortunately, I will be staying like this for a while. So I guess I won't be getting my shave.
and we're in the barber shop, right?
I
You
assumed
won't
that
be
you
outside.
he'd been escorted outside
Okay.
towards an outhouse of some kind.
So I'll say,
The guy's making fake money back there.
That-
Maybe we could.
That's a
talk to
crime.
him. Well,
Yes, that's a very good idea.
we could get information from him. Guys like that usually know stuff.
But that's out of my expertise. Maybe we could get the group and do that tomorrow after we check out those shallow graveyards. In the meantime, I guess I'll just walk around as an old man, see if I can hear anything, if anyone has seen any children being abducted. You can go and get your ears and nose haircut. I guess I'll just have to ask someone else to do it because
I'm gonna stay with you. That dragon might be looking for us. We shouldn't split up.
what the dragon? Really? Oh, my back. Oh wait, it doesn't actually hurt. Well, if we're not going to the barber, then I actually want to talk about something with you, Zebknock. You see,
What's that?
you said that you were kind of under some sort of a spell that aged you.
yeah, what did it? What was it that
It was it was a curse.
yeah, so
I looked at something and I just instantly turned old.
Yeah, it was a curse.
Yeah, can I roll a religion check?
Sure.
That would be a 13, solid 13.
13. There are lots of curses that could have done this, both religious and not religious. You do think that getting him to someone to cast a restoration spell on him will probably do the trick.
Great restoration, you mean?
Or even lesser restoration might work. You would also know that in a town this size, there will be probably at the there will be a shrine somewhere with a cleric that can do this kind of work, though there will certainly be a cost.
Well, as you say this, I am actually going to go ahead and try to do something about it.
Okay.
As I am going to place my hand on Zebknock's shoulder and say, Resolutio Parva, as I cast Lesser Restoration on him, seeing if it has any effect.
It has some effect. His eyebrows shrink down a little bit. The gray in his ears, some of it turns dark. It kind of half worked, if that makes sense. Zebknock, you feel about 10 years younger than you did a moment ago.
What did you just do? That feels awesome.
I think that with a little practice of me and you doing this together, probably once a week, we'll eventually get the result done that you seek to become a young baby again.
That's awesome.
Well,
We're lucky you found us.
you're lucky that your mater guided me to you. Well, I guess it almost looks like you got yourself a barber with those eyebrows of yours shrinking.
Yeah,
Shall we head
nobody
back
needs a
then?
barber. Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
go.
it's getting quite late, probably about dusk soon. So he's probably going to close anyways. We are going to go back tomorrow and tell him that something urgent came in and we'll have our backup. And she can do the blackmailing. I'm not really approving of this, but it's one way to do it. And I did make my research. I know that my ways are not always the greatest ways when it comes to adventuring. I know that there are some things that needs to be done, but I myself can't do them.
Sometimes you gotta do bad stuff to get good results.
Sometimes there are people like you, Zebknock, that can do bad stuff for me, and I can do some good stuff for you.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That was wise.
I'll do the bad stuff.
So, are you guys headed to back to the inn, or are you guys going to make one more stop? You
I
probably
would
have
assume
time
we
to
would
visit
be.
one more place if you want.
I'd say that I would be kind of leaning us towards getting back to the inn instead.
They're good.
Because I myself am feeling a bit tired, being an old man kind of thing, and acting like it. It almost feels like it. Also, I feel drained of my spell energy for the day.
Gotcha. We'll cut back to Durzo and Tharazor. So you've talked to Earden. There's 3 more places. There's the tavern across the way. Down the road is the Safe Journey harness place. Valley Vos Sundries is kind of all the way on the opposite side of town. That might be something to save for tomorrow. But you do have enough time before they come back to the inn to visit one of the other 2 places if you wish.
I'm gonna get kind of close to Tharazor. Out of curiosity, my experience, I don't know about yours, but barmaids don't tend to stay at the bars they serve at, correct?
I would suppose not.
Spent a little too long cleaning those tables.
What do you think?
I think I do what I'm good at, and I think it's time to start bounty hunting. If you can
I
cover
will
for
follow
me.
your lead.
If you can cover for me, I'm gonna slip outside. When it's about that time that people start to leave, people get off their shift. I'm gonna go for a little stroll.
Okay, so you guys hang out outside. Sure enough, the outside's starting to get busy. There's
I'm
people
going
heading
to-
away,
I'm gonna
people
disappear
heading
into the
into the
shadows.
inn. Okay, very good. People heading away, people heading into the inn, people heading sort of in all different directions. Looks like most everyone in Red Larch is headed somewhere. The inn you are standing out in front of is getting a little bit crowded. You can see across the hall, across the road. The other inn, the Helmet High Sun, is starting to get louder and louder and louder as more and more and more chaotic as more and more people are showing up there. Sure enough, you guys wait outside for about 35 or 40 minutes, and eventually, Galita walks out, and he gives you guys a little nod, and she starts to head north up the road.
Well, I'm not there. I'm hidden in the shadows. If you want me to roll a stealth check, but I'm
Yeah, go ahead, roll a stealth check.
okay.
Well, and if the entire point is to give him the opportunity to follow her discreetly, then Durzo would walk across the road to the Helmet High Sun and make a display of himself.
Give me 1 second, guys. Hang on.
You're good.
I'm going to go get myself a glass so I can drink some water properly. Be right back.
No worries. I think this is actually the first opportunity I've had to actually use the other side of Durzo's kit.
Okay. So
That
ours
was
or
22 for stealth, by the way.
22 for stealth. Okay. You feel very well hidden. You don't feel like anyone's noticed you. Artazor, you walk across and you find there's this really loud half-orc female. And she's standing out on the porch almost of this helm of High Sun Bar, and she's saying, "Oh, fight anyone! Anyone! I fought the people here. I fought the Mirror Baron guards back in Yard. I'll fight anyone, anywhere."
I'd like to cast Thorn Whip and try and trip her.
Okay, go ahead and cast it.
That's a 25.
25.
Best distraction ever.
Okay. So,
And that will be 5 piercing damage, and I pull her 10 feet closer to me.
she says, "What the fuck? Who did that? Did you, did you, did you do that? That was actually kind of cool. How did you do that?"
It's all in the way you kind of bend your wrist. Would you like me to show you?
Yeah, show me. I want to pull people closer to me too. That was awesome.
And so, is there anybody else on the porch who looks especially like they're looking for a fight, especially aggressive?
No. They
Okay.
wanted to see her fight someone else. No, I mean, there's a couple of them that are still kind of looking like they look real disappointed there's not going to be a fight.
Is there a chair or a stool or something on the?
Yeah, there would be multiple chairs on the front.
Okay, then I will show her the same thing, casting Thorn Whip on one of the chairs.
Cool! Wait. You cast that as a spell, didn't you?
I thought you were aware of that. Did I not make that clear?
No, but now I get it. I don't cast spells. I just fight with this here.
But we could give them a show if you'd like.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if you want to fight me.
I'm gonna punch her in the face. Should I roll?
Suddenly she looks kind of sick.
I'm gonna step back.
You need to make a dexterity save.
Thank God. 19.
You easily dive out of the way as she pukes all over the floor. She says, "Oh, I don't want to fight.
And I don't want
fighting."
and I don't want your vomit on me, so we both winners here.
He kind of says, "Oh God, I did have a really good fight the other day, though. It was there were these caravan drivers. I was starting one caravan. We were going north. This caravan was going south out of Beliard, and one of them bumped me. And a big fight with them too. It would look like a caravan full of bigwigs too."
How many of them did you fight?
4.
How are they dressed? Were they in armor?
Yeah, some of them were in armor. A couple of them even had crests too. They were from, oh God, somewhere up north. Mirrorball.
Mirrorball, yes. Like
Mirabar. They were from Mirabar. Yeah. Yeah, they were from Mirabar. Some special delegation bringing people together. She spits on the floor. She says, good punch. I'm gonna go sit down now. Meanwhile, Durzo, Gilita has walked up north and she's walking. She does seem to be kind of glancing around every once in a while.
If it looks like she might be catching on whatsoever, I'm just going to invisible. Also, but while we were I was sitting in the alleyway. I would have flipped my hand, and Lazarus is now sitting in it. Early vacation. Vacation's ending early. I apologize. How's been? Day.
Oh, fine.
We're tailing. Back to the old ways, buddy.
Oh, I like tailing. It'll be fun.
Yes, just like old times.
So, who are we following?
I'll give a description. You'll see me. I'll give you the nod. Same as always. 70 feet up. Land on the rooftops. Bit ahead. Telecommunication. Let me know. Just try not to get caught this time. I didn't want to chase that guy like 5 blocks.
Listen, my job's not so easy sometimes. Flies off. So, turns out you don't need him. Gilita is not particularly good at being stealthy. As she walks, she just sort of stops in the middle of the road, looks towards this barrel outside the Cooper's house, and just kind of walks over. Very conspicuous. Takes a little rolled up piece of parchment, reaches down and sticks it in the mud under the barrel, and looks up, walks away. you can have Lazarus Tales for all the way home, and she doesn't do anything else sort of noticeable. But obviously, that was a dead drop for someone.
Okay. I'm gonna pop invisibility regardless then.
Okay.
And I'm gonna head over to that barrel. No, before I do that, I'm going to duck into an alleyway. I'm gonna pull out a piece of parchment. And I am going to quickly write on top of a barrel or something. What am I going to write? I'm going to write Dragon's Blessed has left town. Things may feel a bit easier moving forward. And I'll make it as being someone that writes quite often, try and make it seem kind of... When I was dealing with her, did I get an idea of like how literate she was?
No, she seemed mousy and shy. You barely heard her say 2 words.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna make the font kind of girly and swirly a little bit. And then I'm gonna go invisible, and I'm going to head over to the barrel, pull the parchment, and slide mine in its place.
Okay, very good. With invisibility, you're able to do that fairly easily. That completely unseen. As you duck back into the alley, you open up the parchment. The parchment says, "New group in town. They be on to us. Have reavers ready. G."
Oh shit. I'm going to still invisible, go back, grab my parchment, go back to the alleyway, sign that one G.
Oh, okay, very good. Very good.
So new group in town, maybe on to us.
Have reavers ready.
Have reavers ready. Okay. I'm going to how far away would you say her house is from where I am?
100 yards. Looks like she lives in a boarding house.
Fuck.
With a bunch of other people.
Fuck. Okay.
Lazarus would have seen what house she went into, so you would know exactly which one.
How many people did you see? Quite a few, or...
Well, I mean, looked like she kind of place where she'd have one room and be at least 5, 6, 7 other rooms, all with different people.
Access from the floor?
Only the front door, maybe the back.
Windows?
Sure.
Easily accessible? Can I slip in?
If you have a ladder, you got a second floor room. At least the second floor light went on when she went upstairs.
I'll laugh in his head. Are you serious? Me? A ladder? Since when have I needed one of those?
Well, you know, more of a quip than anything.
You're getting snarky, bird. And I'm going to head over in that direction and scope it out. If you want to jump to the others.
Okay. Zebknock and Magnus, you guys have arrived back at the inn. Doesn't look like there's
Before we
nobody
arrive,
there
I just
yet.
like to say
Sure.
that I would probably go and hide behind the house at some point within the hour. As this guy's self would expire, I don't want it to be in the middle of the road, not to draw attention
Sure.
to myself.
Sure. It's about right as you're getting to the place, so you're able to sort of duck in an alley. you turn back into Magnus, and then you're back. You guys are back at the inn, but it doesn't look like the other guys are there.
Oh, it appears that they left. They probably should be back soon, no?
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
And off you go.
Hello, little Q.
I need to be famous.
Yes, you're famous for the 4 people that are watching right now, and the dozens of others on YouTube. All right, off you go. See you later. Bye bye.
I am going to approach the barmaid. She's there still, or is she? not
The
there?
barmaid is gone, but the innkeeper KS is still there.
Yeah, I was actually.
Yeah, she's still there.
Excuse me, kind lady.
Hi.
Have you seen Durzo and Tarazor?
Well, they talked to Brother Earden for a while, and then they walked out of here.
Did they say where they were going? Did they get any rooms?
She says, "Oh yeah, they were here. They talked to Brother Earden for a while, woke him up. You can see he's gone back to being passed out. And then they, right about 5 or 6 o'clock, they left. Haven't seen him since."
They didn't get any rooms.
What's that?
They didn't get any rooms for the place.
Uh,
Oh wait,
no, they didn't. But we would have rooms available if you're interested.
Zebknock,
Yeah.
wasn't this other person saying that we had rooms, maybe arranged?
Well, yeah, that's probably true. I imagine. Well, you're definitely taking the rooms that he was taking. I don't remember if he
Yeah.
said he'd pay for rooms or not.
No, he didn't say that he was going to pay for rooms or anything of the sort.
Okay, then I may be making stuff up. Okay. Well, let's wait for them and see where our paths take us.
Okay, tell you what. Just so you know, the prices are 3 silver per room per night, so very affordable.
Of course.
I'll give her 3 golds and
Oh.
say,
I'll take 4 rooms.
Okay, they're all yours. Thank you, very generous. Thank you so much.
And can we get some ale, please?
Of course, of course. Yes, coming right up. She serves you the ale herself.
Magnus will actually drink because he feels a little bit guilty about the sneaky stuff he's done with getting Zebknock inside this counterfeiting room.
I got a feeling it's gonna be a long day tomorrow, Magnus. You might as well enjoy it while you can.
Same. And I don't like the way my ways are changing, but I'm sure that Ilmater is guiding me towards this. I'm sure that what I was taught in my temple
Well,
was
when
only for the temple itself.
the world's changing, and when the world changes, you gotta change too.
And on the other hand, alcohol is a poison, and my deity is one of suffering, so I might as well honor him with a tankard of ale. as
Sounds
I'll
like a
suffer
pretty
through
good.
this poison.
Sounds like a pretty good god to me.
Very well, we will be waiting for Tarazur and Durzo to come back at some point during the evening.
Okay. Very good. Tharzur, you learn that this half-orc guard's name is Zomith, and she invites you over to the helm to buy you a drink.
I accept.
So, you're in this place, and it's the guy who runs it is seems pretty jovial. His name's Garland, and he's got a couple of cooks, and he's got a cellarer who's bringing up drinks and stuff. And it's a really loud place, hard to hear anything. It does have that. You'd also notice there are 3 very well used cudgels that are up behind the bar in case of a bar fight. While you're there, there's no particular bar fight, although they do have a couple people pass out drunk, and they pull an old cloak off the bar and use it as kind of a makeshift stretcher to drag these guys out and literally just dump them on the road.
Darzur would. I mean, is there anything remotely approaching like a fortified wine of some kind there?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, they would have every kind of drink you can imagine.
Okay.
Probably.
Then he would order something like a port or a sherry, and he will torn between pretending to be interested in this, and his kind of natural inclination to avoid people. He will set himself up not in the corner, but in the table right next to it.
So, as you're at the table right next to the corner, Zomith sits, and luckily for you, you don't have to talk much because she talks nonstop. You learned that you're pretty sure that she got in a brawl with the very same caravan guards of the caravan that you're looking for.
And she said she was coming north while they were going south. Yes.
Yes, they were headed. Let's see. She was headed. She had arrived. Basically, she was going from through Westbridge to. Actually, the caravans were traveling the same direction.
Oh,
Her caravan tried to pass the other one. They were both on their way to Belliard, and that's where she got in this fist fight with these guys or whatever. After that, her caravan came to Red Larch, and she said she never saw that other caravan again. But, in her minds, they can all go straight to hell. But you think that, again, that's evidence that this caravan was on its way to Belliard, and between that and Brother Earden, Belliard is a place that it was seen intact, and that it was headed south from there.
Okay. All right. I will sit quietly and allow her to talk until she is talked out, I suppose.
You sit quietly for about an hour and a half, and you realize that she's not going to talk out. Ever.
Well, it worked well for me before. I presume there are stools at the bar.
Yes, lots.
I will cast Thorn Whip on one of them and see if I can knock somebody on their ass.
So, you cast Thorn Whip, you pull it out from under a bald, but very well-bearded dwarf. He goes right on his rear end and goes, "Oi! Who's the wise guy?" And Zomus goes, She starts pointing at him, and he says, "Roar!" And he throws his ale over his shoulder, runs up to her, and dives on her. And she, of course, dives right back into them. And the two of them are now bar fighting, and everyone's going, "Roar!" You see the bouncers go back. They've got the cudgels. They're kind of headed your way.
I make a quick exit.
I spot for a clean exit. It went perfectly. You cruise
Beautiful.
right out. You go back to the inn where Magnus and Zebknock are there waiting for you.
Did you find anything?
Well, the
Hey,
guy at the
wait, hold on. Oh, you look different somehow.
yeah the new guy made me young again, or younger, I think. I feel some.
You have some sort of secret to eternal youth?
No. It seems like your friend was scared to become elderly, kind of thing. It's something that the ghosts usually are capable of. And my abilities are currently limited to restore him to his original age. However, within a few weeks, perhaps, I would be able to do so.
Well,
So as soon as you mention Zebknock being scared, he's gonna say, "I wasn't scared," and he's gonna go from green to red.
I mean, I'm not scared per se, but perhaps. Never mind. It's just a thing that some ghosts usually do. I'm sure Zebknock was incredibly brave at the moment he saw this ghost.
Yeah, you bet I was.
And
The barber's making fake gold.
And I'll
Yes.
hand the pouch to Jordan.
to Tarazor, but it's
Oh
okay.
yeah, my bad.
Can I inspect the coins? I
Yeah.
presume the paint just kind of comes off.
It does. It's one of those things where it's probably actually perfectly good counterfeiting when done and finished, but this is very unfinished work.
Mm.
And it's obvious what was going on.
Did
I
you?
say we blackmail him or something and try to get some information. Shady guys like that know about like cults and stuff.
Perhaps it's best not to speak of this outside of our rooms.
That may be true. Durzo is currently on the trail of someone who is eavesdropping.
Oh, well, then my concerns may be true. We do have a little bit more information. Let's get to our room and
Let's go beat him up.
Look, we don't know where he is at the moment. And to be honest, I've had enough beating up of random people tonight.
What do you mean?
Nothing. I visited the tavern across the way, and
Did you get hurt
it is unusual for me, but I believe I made friends.
by beating them?
I don't believe you.
To be honest, I don't believe it myself. But somebody sat with me voluntarily and talked to me for an hour and a half. It was very annoying, but it was also unusual for me.
I'm gonna try to like get in closer, almost like I'm gonna whisper to Sarazor. I'm gonna say,
Do you think she was a lady of the night?
If she was, it would have to be a very dark night.
Let's cut back to Durzo. So you are currently outside the house. All seems quiet.
I'm gonna write another note. This one is going to say, doing my thing. Found out quite a bit. Don't wait up for me. If you don't hear from me in the morning, I made a mistake. And I'm gonna roll that up. Alright. Wait until they get to their room. Same as always. Peck on the window. Let them know you're there. Give them the note. And then
Okay. He does.
so
Off he goes.
he'll fly off, so when we cut back to them at some point, he can peck at the window, let them know what I'm up to. In the meantime, I'm going to wait until all the lights in the place go off, if I see no, I'm not. Okay. I'm going to check the wall to the window that Lazarus pointed out was hers. And do I see a way to climb up there?
Not a particularly easy way.
Okay.
No conveniently placed lattice work or anything like that.
Oh, no worries. In that case, I'm going to... How tall is this building? Is it just 2 stories?
Just 2 stories.
I'm going to find the easiest way up, and I'm just going to climb up to the roof.
As you travel around the back, you realize that there's a staircase that leads up to a back door that actually goes into the house. From the top of that stairway, you're able to easily climb up, and you're now up on the roof.
Before I do that, I'm actually going to, like I've done before quite a few times, catching bounties, I'm gonna put both hands to the side of the knob so I can control it, and I'm going to very carefully and slowly turn the knob to see if it's locked.
It's not locked. It opens.
Okay. Seeing that
Per
it
room,
opens,
based on the orientation, you think is the last one on the right.
okay. I'm going to go to the rooftop anyways. I'm going to keep a mental note that that door's unlocked. And once I get to above her window, I'm going to grip the underside of the roof that hangs over. I'm going to slowly start to lower myself down so I can start seeing the floor, or what's through the top of the window to the floor. Slowly creep down a little bit until I can catch her feet. And then I'm going to try and gauge where she's walking around in the room or what she's doing.
You look. It looks like she's in bed but awake, sitting up. She's got her covers on, but she's sitting up. She's got a book open and she's writing in this book. Looks like her room's pretty sparse. She has, the bed. There's one table with a little wash basin on it, a little stand, a small table next to the bed.
From where I'm looking, can I see that the window pushes up or anything? That it opens?
It does seem to open upward. So
Okay.
you'd be pulling up from your angle.
So I'm going to push myself back up, lay on the roof flat, and I'm going to wait till her light goes out. When it does, I'm going to wait another hour.
Okay. Takes about 15 minutes till the lights go out. Hour passes. All's quiet.
After about the hour mark, I'm going to hear Lazarus kind of flitter over. All right, same as always. You're on watch. Let me know. It's game time, and I'm going to enter a blade song. And as I do, I'm going to go into a handstand, change the position of my hands, and slowly bring myself down and lower myself and try and lift up the window as I go invisible.
Okay, to get to the window, make an athletics check.
Would it be acrobatics? I'm going for the more...
Whichever's higher is fine.
Okay. So now that I am in a blade song, I have advantage on acrobatics. That is a 12 and a natural 20.
Nice.
So that is with acrobatics 23.
It's as easy as can be. Make a stealth check to pull up the window quietly.
Okay, that I don't have anything other than my... Okay, that's actually pretty good. 17 plus 5, 22.
Window creaks just a little, but it's nice and quiet.
Okay. Oh, wait. Actually, I have advantage because I'm invisible. That's not as good.
Okay. Yeah, but the window is open. You
Okay.
don't think anyone's seen you?
I'm going to slide in through the window, keeping my feet extremely light, and I have 60 feet of dark vision. From where she is in bed, do I see her stirring at all?
No. She's fallen asleep on her side with her hand sort of on this open book.
Fuck. Just need to see something real quick. Doesn't say. So I might be able to get away with it. I am going to very lightly, as possibly as I can, try and slide the book out from under her hand, slowly lifting, picking her hand up here very gently, trying to lift it up and slowly pull the book out from under it and gently let the hand back down.
Make a sleight of hand check.
$14?
You have the book.
I'm going to close it, put it in my bag, and I am going to slowly climb out the window. And I'm not going to close it because I don't want it to make a sound after I just almost woke her up. And I'm going to lower myself off the windowsill, let myself drop, and as I do so, I am heading back to the bar.
Okay. Back at the inn, you guys are sort of waiting up for Durzo. Just as you guys are about to turn in and sort of give up, Durzo walks back in.
Drinks are on me, I guess. Didn't have to wait up for me.
About time.
Busy. And I'll head over to the bar, give her a wink, order a round, bring it back. So, anything exciting happen?
How late is it? DM, how late?
It's
is it
probably
right now?
about 11:30.
And
night.
the innkeeper is still there?
She's still there.
Very well.
She probably stays as long as you do.
I suggest getting our drinks to our rooms if that's a possibility to let this wonderful lady rest. She's been very kind to wait with us for you.
I'm sure it can be arranged. If I give you a 5 silver tip, do you mind if we take the mugs to our rooms?
Oh, Your friend here, she points at the goblin. Your friend here was quite generous. Don't worry. Take them to your rooms. Go right ahead.
Thank you very much, madam. And we'll head upstairs.
You guys are upstairs. You do have a room each, which Zebknock paid for. But presumably you collect in, let's say, the largest one. So 2 of you can sit on the bed. There's another couple of chairs in there.
I'll take one of the chairs.
First of all, Durzo, I must say that you did kind of worry me.
Oh, apologies. Back back home, before I joined up with the Echoes, I was a part of a bit of a different organization in Neverwinter. I was a bounty hunter, so no need to worry. I've dealt with some rough and tumble and doing some risky things. Tharzo, while you were doing that awesome distraction with that orcish woman, I came across something at the beginning of the travels, and I'll hand Tharazor the parchment. That says, when he reads it, new group in town, may be on to us. Have Reavers ready.
What is Reavers? Or what are Reavers?
That doesn't sound good.
Is it the common definition of Reaver? Or
Probably. It probably means, the thugs, the fighters.
who wrote this? Do you know?
That was a good friend.
Her name was Galita.
A good friend, Galita, that I tailed. She put it into a dead drop under a barrel in front of some house.
But we do not know who is going to come for it.
Well, it's funny you mention that, and I'm going to pull out a book. I may have stuck around, followed her home, and saw her writing what could be a journal or diary, so I took it upon myself to snag it.
That is a good move.
Thank you, Thorzo. I think that actually might be the first compliment you've paid me.
And a very
Yeah,
dangerous
he's
one.
being really nice today. Apparently, he made a friend.
Bullshit.
I would say the same thing, but it happened.
Well,
And I was acting like myself too.
okay, now I know your story's bullshit.
He said he was beating someone and then they became friends.
Okay, now it's more believable.
And Magnus made me invisible.
Speaking of you, looking a little different, Zebknock.
Feeling good.
I'd
No,
say you're looking
flexing.
good, but you still look like crap.
It appears that this encounter you had with the ghost and our brave little goblin here has affected him, and I probably could restore him to his true age within the month.
Well, funny you should say that while we're waiting for the DM. Our brave little goblin here, I've watched this little fucker jump off a castle wall and tackle a troll? An ogre? I can't remember what it was now.
Ogre, I think.
Yeah, watch this little fucker jump off a castle wall and tackle an ogre. So if you can revert him back to that, we're cooking with fire.
What else would you cook with?
We also have collected some intelligence.
Lava? I don't know.
And I also did arrange us a meeting next morning
Oh, very
in front of
good.
the barber with a friend of mine, of ours, Imdar. He said that there were hollow graves about 15 or 16 miles outside of the town. Perhaps we could go and check them. He was worried sick. He's a shepherd, and he told me that he would take us there. So,
Well, we
more
should
than
make
that,
sure
he
no
had.
one. Sorry, go ahead.
More than that, he also had some more information. He said that some new folks were coming into town and something about a haunted keep being up and active again, as well as some strange things or creatures I don't quite remember coming from the river or underground,
Would that
which
have
is most concerning.
been the keep or haunted place that the Dragon's Bless took care of? Are they saying that it's been taken back over with hauntings since they went through, or would that have been before
We would
them?
have we would have to ask him there about it. That
There's
would be
lots
next
of
morning.
weird rumors going around this place, Durzo.
I can
I don't
believe it.
like it.
Well, perhaps I might be able to put some of those to rest. And I'm going to grab the book off the table. I'm going to start flipping through it and start reading what she's been writing.
Before we get into these late night activities, I believe that Zebknock also had some information.
Sorry, what was that?
Zebknock, I
just-
believe, also had some information.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that barber's making fake gold.
Cheeky fucker, really?
Yeah, so I got proof, so we can blackmail him or something. I'll leave it to the smart guys.
I'd say that was pretty intelligent of you to do that.
Yeah,
We are
these
all
few-
making strides today.
Yeah, you're rubbing off on me.
Apparently, you're rubbing off on him.
Please stop rubbing on me.
Is it because you guys are, same species, so to speak?
Are you about to say we all look alike too?
Oh no, you're much taller than him.
Yeah, that's kind of racist.
You're green.
Well, I don't wish to interrupt your reading, but I also made when I made my friend told me we should expect to probably find the caravan we are seeking south of Belyard as well.
Hmm.
She is a caravan guard and ran into them on their way south into Belyard. So it would appear our drunk friend knew what he was talking about.
Well, that's good at
Gee.
least.
Did you find out how long ago?
She said not very long ago at all.
So your friend is a female.
Yes.
And you punched her?
Yes.
That's sexist.
To be fair, she quite literally asked me to. Not in the way that you might think, where hey, she was asking for it. No, she asked me to.
Out of curiosity, Tharzo, was all of this taking place in the bar or in the bedroom?
In the bar. I would never invite her into my bedroom.
Just asking.
Sounds like the ladies in my tribe.
That's terrifying.
You don't know the half of it.
She may also be worshipping you, Mater, and maybe her getting punched is a way of suffering.
During all of this, Durzo is flipping through the book and reading and just kind of throwing these comments out, kind of side-eyed to each one as he says them.
So, as you flip through, some of it appears to be just random diary stuff, things that are going on, complaints about Kayessa. The two most notable things happen at the end and at the beginning. At the end, she's writing about you guys. That you guys came into the bar, that you were talking about cultists, and that the whole thing made her really nervous. And she hoped that her note would get to JG. Presumably, it's the same JG who wrote an inscription in the beginning and front of the book. It says, "To Gilita, you are our key person in Red Larch. We will see you back at Riverguard soon." Riverguard is spelled like you think, but without a G. River, Gard.
We know of a town called Riverguard.
You don't. And it's signed JG. Looking at the map that you were given, there's no Riverguard listed on it.
We did come across some information from the alcoholic priest that people have been wandering into the hills, almost in a zombie-like state. I wonder if Riverguard could be in those hills.
Maybe your friend, he spoke of some sort of a necromancer at Once Rock. Perhaps there may be more of his kind.
That could potentially explain the random encounter we had with the ghouls
Also
and
true.
people going missing. People need to go missing in order to create bodies, and once you have bodies, you can make ghouls.
What the heck?
DM, did the goose that we fought leave like any sort of liquid behind them, water like if they were traveling?
No.
Okay, so it's not connected
No.
to the abductions. Okay. Well, our intelligence from our friend Tim there also says that there are strange things coming out from underground and so I guess we should take a good night's sleep and meet with him in the morning. And Zebknock, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that if they're making an army, we gotta stop them quick.
Tomorrow. And though I know that we have 4 rooms, out of an abundance of caution, perhaps we should stay true to a room.
Yeah, I agree.
Now take Zebknock's.
Actually,
You really are the god of suffering, aren't you?
now that I've been thinking about it, there is one last thing I need to take care of. If you can all hold down the fort, don't mind me. Take your rest. Take your watches. I'll be back.
Where are you going?
Some wizardry stuff I need to take care of. And I'll give you a wink.
Do you need any help?
Oh, no. This is one thing that As a learner of the arcane, I must take care of myself.
But do you need someone to watch your back?
You'll hear from the window, I got him.
Tap, tap, tap!
You are the worst fucking wingman.
Is it too late to deliver the note that you're coming back soon?
You are the worst fucking messenger while you're at it.
Well, you know, you get what you pay for.
I think he's calling you cheap.
Do you even understand the cost of the supplies to bring you back when you make stupid decisions, Lazarus?
Yeah, you know you love it.
You're my favorite asshole, Bird. So anyways,
He doesn't reply.
I'll be back.
So what are you doing as you head out?
Heading back.
By now, the inn is closed down now. The front door's open and everything. You can come and go as you wish, but there's no one attending it at the moment.
I'm heading back to her room.
Okay. You walk back. No one on the road but a couple of drunks who you don't think will remember you in the morning.
I gotta be careful with this. I'm going to check the back door, see if it's locked.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna check the back door, see if it's locked.
It's locked now.
Okay. I am going to take out my thieves' tools and pick the lock.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for that.
Do you want me to roll a stealth check at this point?
What? No, you don't need to. Just
I don't. She was just up here asking.
So if I'm remembering correctly, thieves' tools
Little
is Dex plus proficiency, right?
right.
So that's a
Plus your roll.
16, 17, 18.
No problem. Open.
I'm going to quietly step in, close the door behind me.
There's one in the center of the hallway, one lamp that's still lit. Give you a little visibility.
Okay. I'm actually going to quietly step to the lantern. I'm going to lick my 2 fingers, open it, and snuff it out.
Okay.
And with my dark vision keeping low, I'm going to go to her door and try and slowly try the door.
Door's locked also.
I will also try to pick that.
Okay.
That is a
roll for it.
19 plus 2, so 21.
Again, very easily.
I'm going to slowly open the door, closing it as I enter the room, very quietly turning towards it. And I'm going to try and sneak up to her.
Okay. Make a stealth check for that.
Okay. Do I have one left? Yeah. Probably once I unlocked the first door, I would have entered a blade song. And then, so that is 16.
She doesn't stir. Seem like you're okay.
Okay, I will sneak up to the side of her bed, and as I do so, I am going to, as quick as I can, I am going to put my forearm on her chest, my hand over her mouth, and wake her up. And I am going to cast Suggestion.
Okay.
The
What are
save
you suggesting?
on that is going to be a 13 Wisdom.
Mhm.
And here I thought that you were going to just put the book back and be like, I never was
She
here.
roll. She rolls 17.
So she succeeds. Quiet. Quiet down. I'm not going to hurt you.
Her eyes look a little fierce.
I'm not going to hurt you, but you need to understand, if you do try something, then I will be forced to hurt you, and you would be the easiest thing I've killed in a very long time.
Gives you one quick nod.
I'm sure you've noticed there's no book under your hand. Who's JG? I'm not going to remove my hand just yet, but I've read your diary, and I have a deep interest in what's going on here. Also, your dead spot's dead. Not as sneaky as you think you are. I'm going to pull my hand away now. And as I slowly bring my elbow up, I'm going to reach my hand and pull my... I'm going to pull my Manticore Spine Dagger out. The grisly looking thing. And kind of... still applying pressure, holding the dagger, I'm going to slowly let my hand off her mouth.
You have no idea what forces you meddle with.
Wouldn't be the first time, love.
Might be your last.
Probably not. But I can tell you right now, everyone is on to you and your group. And even if you manage to get rid of me, many more will come.
JG stands for Jolliver Grimjaw.
Jolliver
Grimjaw.
Grimjaw.
He is the leader of the Riverguard Keep in service to the Temple of the Crushing Wave. And he will be your doom if you touch me.
Well, hopefully for the sake of both of us, I don't need to hurt you. And I do have to ask, you did mention Riverguard in your journal there. Is that in the hills?
It's on the river.
Oh, so you're one of them water cultists, I presume.
You should be too.
And why is
It is
that?
the only thing that can wash you clean
Of what?
of the filth that surrounds you and oozes from every one of your pores.
Would that be the sins I've committed?
No, we all commit sins. Only in the water can you be considered truly pure. And the purification ritual is enjoyable.
Any water, holy water, specific pond?
Any water blessed by the water god.
Alright. You actually have me intrigued. This... All I've heard is you are a cult, and some cults aren't necessarily evil. Who is the river god?
It is worth your noting that every single god you pray to began as a cult. Only to those who do not understand, we be considered a cult.
My dear, you're speaking to a man of no faith. I don't pray to anyone.
Well,
I pray to myself.
enjoy Avernus.
If Asmodeus himself plucks my soul, then so be it. The gods have done nothing for me. Maybe the devils can.
I am pure of soul and spirit. Do what you must. I'm done speaking with you. Leave my room. I must bathe.
Very good. I would recommend you not mention our meeting to anyone. Because it's very simple for me to, I don't know, watch the dead drop, find out who's gonna go pick up that note, and let them know you willingly gave me your journal. I can be quite persuasive. As I sheath the dagger.
As you sheath the dagger, she says, "You have no honor."
No, I don't. I'm glad you figured that out. Well, I'll leave you to your purification. Don't make a mess, or I'll be back. And I will slink out of the room and head back to the inn and nod to whoever's on watch and take watch. After that, go to bed.
Okay. So you guys go to bed. Go ahead and take your long rest. And we'll take our 5-minute break here. Alrighty. I'm back. Is everybody else back?
Yep.
Yep.
To go. Alright, so you guys wake up the next morning. There
And I
are...
believe that we would be heading to the barber early in the morning.
So
That's
you
all right with
travel...
everyone.
As we do so, I'm going to try and sneakily check the dead drop.
Make stealth check.
Okay. I am brazenly checking the dead drop.
Looks like whatever you left there has been picked up.
Okay.
By whom? You do not know. So, you guys walk towards the barbershop. Imdar's there, kind of impatiently waiting. He's actually got his sheep aren't with him, but he's got his little shepherd's crook that he uses as a walking stick with him. And so he's standing out there, sort of waiting for you. And then he sees you and says, "Oh, hello, hi Magnus, Zebknock,
We brought some
gentlemen.
friends.
Pleasure.
How are you?"
Be better in a few moments, I think.
So, yeah, it's about 16 miles out. So, if we walk fast, we should be able to make it there and back tonight. Ready to go?
Ready when you are.
All right. Walks out. As he's with you, he sort of explains that, that there's a veil near there. And he passed by the spot a couple of months ago, and there were no graves there at all. He found them just a couple of days ago. Has no idea who might be buried there. He does mention that no one in Red Larch is missing. and he doesn't really know anyone who lives outside the city. The hills are mostly empty, he says. So about 2 p.m. or so, you're arriving on a barren hilltop, and he starts to climb it. Sure enough, you find 4 freshly dug shallow graves. You can see that it's obviously been done very quickly. There's little piles of earth nearby, so the piles that were cleared out are nearby. There are very stones covering the graves like cairns, but it's obviously been done very quickly. You can still smell the decay. They're not buried deep enough. And as you look up, you notice there's 2 or 3 vultures that seem to be circling.
Are there any tools, shovels, or anything around?
Good question. Make an investigation check.
Does the smell look? Actually, does the smell familiar, like the ghouls we fought?
Make a nature check.
17.
17. Doesn't look like there are any tools around.
My nature check is a natural 19 to a 20.
Very good. No, smells completely different. This smells like much newer decay, whereas the ghouls smelled like they'd been decaying for some time.
The size of the shallow graves, do any of them seem smaller?
One of them seems to be a little shorter than the other 3.
Like halfling size or child sized?
A little bigger than halfling size.
Does it have a name on it?
They're all unmarked other than the stones.
Can I start digging one up?
Sure, which one?
The little one?
Little one. Underneath you find that a male dwarf has been buried here. He seems to be wearing like artisan robes, and it's your guess based on how he's dressed that he's a smith.
Is there a patch on him anywhere? On his clothing?
There's a crest.
Would we know if it is the crest of Mirabar?
Make a history check with advantage.
Going there to tell.
13.
It is indeed.
These might be the people we were looking for.
I'm gonna dig up the other 2.
Tarzor will also help.
So you eventually dig up all 4. There's a female human warrior who's dressed in a black surcoat. It has a red axe, which is that same symbol. That's the symbol of Mirabar's army. There's a male human warrior who's dressed in a black cloak, who has kind of a strange armor, almost seeming to be made of rock. And he's also got a gold mask on his face. Very strange. And then you see one male human in a white robe with black feathers attached to the top.
I will. Before I do anything else, and Harley, if you would like to do something, feel free. I'm going to get down and start ritual casting detect magic.
Well, there is a casting. I would like to ask him there. Him there. You said that there were some new folks coming into town and something about haunted keep, which I wasn't quite aware of. But my friend Durzo here, on the other hand, was quite interested in that. Could you tell us a little bit more?
Well, sure. There's a lot of this is an old town. A a lot of these keeps were built before any of us were ever born. I don't know whether or not they're really haunted. We just call them the haunted keeps on account of there's not generally people there. But it's been said that the people who are walking into the hills are populating these keeps. Kind of looks up, he says, he points and he says, actually, one of them right over there. You look across, and a few hills over, you see a really tall spire. He says, the tower is called the Feathergale Spire. It's one of the haunted keeps, and we've seen, I don't know, I haven't seen anything, and rumors of people riding flying creatures, whether they're, I don't even know what. Not dragons or anything like that, but people riding flying creatures. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but that's Feathergale Spire right there.
And very well, thank you so much for the information. May God bless you. I wanted to ask about these strange creatures. Did you hear what they look like, or anything really? Perhaps a stench, or
Not really. I know that at the Spire, there's one of the rumors is that there are knights from Waterdeep who ride around on flying monsters, and that's where they are staying right now.
The
They keep to
Griffin Riders.
themselves. I have no idea. Maybe. I've certainly read about Griffin Riders of Waterdeep when I was a kid, but I don't think it's Griffin Riders, because I think if it were Griffin Riders, I think we'd know. We'd say, "Oh, there! Look, the Griffin Riders from Waterdeep from when we were kids." But I haven't noticed anything like that. And like I said, they must be keeping to themselves. We haven't seen hide nor hair of any of them in town.
Out of curiosity, how many of these haunted keeps are there? About 4 of them?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Oh, I just threw out a number. It was a guess. The first number that came to my mind was 3. I just
Yeah,
rattled it
there's 4 of them. Not
do you
sure
know the
exactly
name of
where the
all?
others are. This one is Feathergale Spire is the easiest to see. The other 3 are deeper in the hills. I'm not sure where they are.
Do you
What?
go ahead?
What are the names of the other ones?
Oh gosh. There's one that's something about the
Russian
moon.
wave? No.
One that's something about guarding the river or something. And then I can't remember the other one.
Does
Look.
the 4th one, I don't know. I think I might have seen it on a map somewhere. I think it had something to do with fire. Does that jog your memory?
A blaze, something. Ignite.
Lame.
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's quite alright.
Doesn't.
Can I see if there's like any tracks or traces of passage from whoever buried these bodies?
Yeah, make a survival check.
Good one, Harley.
Mhm.
Oh, that is a nat 1.
Oh,
So,
Can I help him?
there's a whole bunch of tracks. Go ahead and take the help. Go ahead and take advantage.
nat 20?
Let's see. Oh, 17.
17. There is a collection of tracks, but it's very confused. Looks again like this was done very quickly. You're not able to find any direction. You do find a few broken arrows. There's a javelin that looks like it's been discarded. You see a gray cloak that's sort of in tatters.
Okay.
As
Can we
you're looking at the bodies, it looks like all of them died either from some sort of blunt trauma, or from arrows.
could we discern probably the race of whoever made these tracks, like if they're human-sized or...
They're all humanoid sized, yeah.
Can I inspect one of the bodies, or all of them? While Thorzor's ritual casting, I'm going to check them over, and not touching them, but just checking them over. The ones that have arrow wounds, can I discern whether they were at an angle from above or kind of straight on?
Make a medicine check, but make it with disadvantage since you're not touching them.
Okay. Rough. That's a nat 20 and a 7. So 7 plus 1. 8.
Can't tell.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that discarded javelins.
Okay, very good. Seems to be in fine working order.
And you're cursed again.
I mean, you do have a pretty good view from this vantage point. I mean, you can sort of make out it's Red Larch is 16 miles away. It's just a tiny outline, but you can see it from here. You can see a thin dark line that sort of denotes the long road. As you look to the north, you can see that now there are several very large birds that seem to be circling that tower.
Does the detect magic catch anything?
Good question. You cast Detect Magic, Thardazor. It does not appear that anything magical in nature has happened here recently enough to be detected.
I would like to take the golden mask off of the third body.
Okay, you do.
That's
Take the golden mask. It's obviously just painted gold. It seems to be made of some sort of wood or plaster. Underneath is just a normal face.
Durzo, do you plan on keeping
I do not
this?
see anything magical around here.
Mm-mm.
Do you plan on keeping the mask, Durzo?
No, I will return it to his face. Or her face, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's just the one with the mask is a male. And it looks like they're all humans except the dwarf.
And so two of them
These
are
look
marked with Mirabar.
And
Do
two
the
of
other
them
two?
are not.
But they don't have any other markings.
The one has, again, his armor appears a little stone-like, and then the fourth one is wearing sort of a white robe with black feathers up at the top.
Would I be able to, the stone armor, maybe pick up some form, like, would I be able to roll an Arcana check to see how, like, who, or could you describe the stone armor to me a little bit more?
So it's strange. It's almost like a scale armor, except instead of the scales being made of metal, they're made of a very sort of thin rock.
Almost like shingles or something.
Yeah.
Perhaps these could be cultists. These two.
Thorzo, you are a man of creation yourself. Do you know of anyone that would make something like this?
Would I?
I don't think so.
It is not in my experience at this point. Q.
Mhm.
I'm seeing feathers. I'm seeing stone, like earth.
Hmm?
Do the other two have anything around them or on them that would give me an indication about fire or water?
No.
Okay.
No, they seem to be, other than the symbols which denote that they are Mirabaran.
But Mirabar
There
isn't
isn't anything.
known for fire or water.
No,
Okay.
Mirabar's, it's way north. The most interesting thing about Mirabar is it's kind of a human city on top of a dwarven city. But you would know, well, there is a piece that you would know. You would know that the delegation caravan that is missing, Mirabar was where that caravan started.
Yes.
It's the first city they came from. You would know that.
Are there any reports of the missing of the people that were in the caravan? Were there a dwarf or perhaps any features that we could recognize in these people?
If they're guards, could be anyone, could be any race. There were dwarves, elves, and humans all mentioned as sort of the delegation, like the delegates who were actually traveling. Yes.
Okay. Can we quickly search the iron body and the feather body for any coat markings?
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Investigation. That would be a 14.
Each of them has a tattoo. One with the stone armor has a tattoo that looks like a pyramid with a little line at the bottom. So it's like a pyramid and then a line that goes halfway from the midpoint of the bottom, halfway to the top.
A question for the DM.
Sure.
That is,
Mhm.
the guy we met initially in Red Watch, the one who knew Sengar. I asked him about trinkets, and he said that they have found some trinkets. So would this marking match any of the descriptions he gave us?
Wasn't that? I think that was a Squad A thing, wasn't it? Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
That was. Hold on.
Oh, I remember I heard it in the review because I watched that today.
Yeah.
Good question. Doesn't.
Trinkets, 4
Okay.
weird symbols.
Oh, then yes, it would. The
Yeah,
other
I believe
tattoo
he got
matches another
like
one
a
of the.
parchment, and he kind
Say
of
again.
painted them. I believe he took some parchment from Durzo and he painted the symbols.
Yes, this is one of those symbols. And then another one of those symbols. This one is tattooed on the one in the white with the feathers. Is an upside down triangle with sort of a line with 2 lines coming on top of it, almost like an upside down triangle with a stick figure standing like this on top of it.
So it appears that
And
these
both
are,
of those would match the symbols that Heath drew on that parchment. Thank you for reminding me of that.
so it appears that these are goddess. To them anyways. And we didn't check the other two for any sort of markings. Could we see if they have any?
They don't. Other than the markings of Mirabar on the clothings, they are unmarked.
Well, I can't tell if these guys came from the keep or not, but we should probably check it out while we're here.
Based on the birds flying around that keep, I don't think it'd be a good idea.
But we need to deal with this, and it took us half a day to get here. We may as well at least check it. If things go south, we could always try to run.
Is Imdar still here, or has he moved on with his flock?
No, he's still here. He didn't have his flock with him. He's standing back, and the more stuff you guys are finding out, the more he's sort of being like, "Oh my gosh, what have I stepped into?" He looks a little scared at this point.
Imda,
Yeah.
you've been standing too far away to hear us, correct?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
Nope, haven't heard a thing.
well,
Kind of
that's
turns
good.
his back to you. Starts whistling.
You, do you feel safe on these roads?
Used to.
What I mean is, if you were to walk back by yourself, you'd be fine.
Sure. Yeah. Love to get back.
We'll get back to town about, I don't know, 2-3 hours after you.
Right.
Before he leaves, I will go ahead, place my hand on his shoulder, and I'll be like, "Fear not, friend. Though shadows loom and mysteries abound, we are here to unravel the truth. And we will face the unknown, guided by the light of Humator's compassion. You should trust in our resolve, for we are all bound by a shared purpose on this world, to protect and bring peace. Let your worries be quelled, knowing that we will protect you in our pursuit of justice. Take heart, and we shall overcome the challenges ahead. You keep your flock safe and leave the rest for us. No need to be afraid or panic, or even spread any rumors about this."
Okay. Sure.
You brought us here, and left right away.
Yeah. I'm leaving. Right
No,
now.
but you're a hero, just like us. You're a brave soul.
Thanks. I'll see you guys back in town.
So, this Gale Spire.
I was kind of piecing it together a little bit, so I asked him about the 4 keeps. I was thinking back to something that was said a little bit ago. 4 keeps, one with flying, kind of clued me in. That would make me assume that that keep is something to do with the air. Possibly, well, he did mention another one having to do with the river. That would be River God, my assumption. Moon, the only thing I could think of is something to do with the earth. And then the other one would essentially be fire, would it not? What do you think, Thazel?
That was my thinking exactly. So it would
Perhaps Moon
seem
could
that
be.
taking care of that air tower is our first step.
What
Also,
the
Moon
heck are
could
you guys
be.
talking about?
Moon could be leading to light, and light could be connected to fire.
I did, when I went for my walk, I have to admit something to all of you. I went back to the dead drop, and it was already taken care of. Somebody had replaced the note. And it was by. It was sent by Joliver Grimjaw. I believe that's our JG. And it was
Sounds
signed
tough.
by Leader of the Crushing Wave.
Sounds like an orc to me.
It is something of a pretentious name, I think.
Well, I mean, so is Cryovane, but I mean, I'm trying to remember what the name of the guildmaster's dragon they slayed that made the Green Dragon Inn, but it was a draconic name. Trelvine's quite pretentious, is it not?
Yes, but as a group, crushing wave.
That's fair.
I do have 2 questions for DM. One, the nose attack, was it Squad A or Squad B that has heard of them? Like the no attacks?
That was us.
That was Squad
Those
B. Yep.
us.
Squad B. Okay, so the second question is, how far away is the Federer Gale Spire from us?
Anywhere from 8 to 10 miles, probably. And there might be a dirt trail that leads there, but it looks like it's mostly hills in between you and there. There won't be a road that takes you there.
Okay. Also, Grimjaw, not only Orcish, but it could be something with those no attacks that we've heard about. Something about Zhao just makes me think that, and seeing how far away we got Durzo. I know it may be a little reckless, but I think we should check this spire for it's a day walk from where we are staying right now. We might as well do it now. And as I said, we could always run if things are beyond our capabilities.
While I'm in agreement, the only concern that I have is it's one thing to run away from something that's following you on foot. It's another to run away from something that flies faster than you can run.
You do have a
Just
point.
kill it.
If everyone is confident, then I have no objection.
We
You
came
do
seeking
have
to
a
save
point, but
children. I think we need not waste more time.
I couldn't agree more.
Then I completely and utterly agree with all of you. You have my faith and my trust.
And
Actually-
Zebknock, you do not need to worry about knowing anything. You just have to hit the things that try to hit us.
Yeah, hard.
And giving me a life to make you younger. So, shall we take a walk to the spire?
I believe that is the consensus.
Very
Okay.
well, you'll later guide us.
So, you guys start heading to the spire, walk down one hill, and you do find a dirt path that seems to lead in the northwesterly direction that you want to travel. As the spire gets closer and closer, you do see how quite tall. Suddenly, you hear coming somewhat close, sound of. There are 3 large vultures that seem to be heading your way.
Can I try to throw my javelin at one?
Not
As
yet.
soon as-
They're not quite close enough.
Okay.
As they do get close, you can see that each one has a rider on it.
Oh,
Oh, what the fuck?
And they seem to be heading in your direction.
are there any woods nearby? Could we take cover in some trees? Or is it an open field?
It's relatively open. There's a couple of trees. In fact, let me just show you.
Are we fighting or are we...
There's your link to the map.
Conversate.
I thought it was a
You
scary
got-
bird.
You guys will be at the far right end of the map.
Okay, as they are heading down, I to go ahead and say auspice, and I will go ahead and bless the 3 of my party members.
So you can see on the far left side, there are 3 vultures, each one ridden by a person.
All right, I could get my bless out before they engage us. Yes.
Yes. So it looks like each one, the riders all have dull blue armor and a dirty white cloak that they're wearing.
So like the one corpse that we found.
The white corpse that you found had a white robe with black feathers. This is slightly different than that.
Okay.
And as they ride towards you, you see the riders each raise their right hand. It's time to roll initiative.
That would be a 10 for me.
Okay. So you are all blessed. That did get off early enough.
No, but me.
Putting the dice jail dice into the fucking dice jail. It's been bad. Yeah.
Do-do-do.
Shit.
I see, Lazarus. Okay, pretty good. All right, so Durzo, your initiative.
Nat 20 for 23.
And Lazarus.
9.
Zebknock.
14.
15. And Thartazor.
13.
13. All right, Durzo, you're up. The measuring tool is accurate.
Beautiful. Not beautiful. I am going to... Shit. Level 4 blows. Okay. So, what is... They are 40 feet. God dang it. Dag nabbit. Silly rabbit. So, that does 20 feet. So, I can hit 2 of them. And, okay. Okay. I'm
They're
going to enter a
probably about 30 or 40 feet up in the air as they're swooping down towards you.
Shit. That changes things, actually. I'm going to double check. Hold on. There. Okay. I'm gonna move 40 feet. I'm gonna enter a blade song. To move the 40 feet
Okay.
adds 10 to my movement. And I am going to hold my action to cast one of my innate drow capabilities once they
Okay.
enter my range.
Okay.
I'm holding fairy fire.
Okay. Good. This one goes next. He's going to get to about there. That's all his movement. Did you want to cast the fairy fire now?
So they're all moving in unison, right?
No, they're not. This guy is
Oh.
moving separate from these two.
Son of a bitch.
He seems to be the leader.
Fairy fire. So that is going to be a. Where are you? Because it shows up.
I think it's a
here.
dex save.
It is
right?
Oh, I forgot
it's
about
dex.
that. That's spell cast based on my charisma. It's a dex of 10.
Well, it rolled a 4, so you're good.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That would also be for the mount, or that would be the mount and the rider, because it's a 20-foot cube.
You're good. They are fairy fired. This guy is going to reach out and just make sure that he can do that. 35 feet. And yeah, he's going to reach out. And as he aims his hand at you, you see icicles form around his hand and it shoots towards you.
Okay.
And that is 18 to hit.
Hold on. What does it add? Okay. Fuck, that just hits, and I use my reaction because I held it. No shield, so yep, that just hits.
Okay. That is I continue to roll crap damage. There's 1 point of cold damage.
Oh.
Though it does still, I think, your speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn.
Okay, so I'm dropped down to my normal speed.
Yep.
Wait, you mean the start of
His next turn?
the
Says,
enemy's next turn?
Yeah.
yes, until the start of my next turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All right. That's his turn. Zebknock, you are up.
I will move 30 feet. It's about there, I think. And how far? So this thing's 50 feet away and 40 feet up.
Yeah. So we'll just, I'm sure, we'll call it 70 feet. I'm sure that's not Pythagorean, but it's the best I got. Actually, to get low enough to cast that ray of frost, he's probably only about 10 feet or so off the ground now. So I would say he's pretty level with the ground.
All right.
We'll call it
I
60
will
feet.
try to throw a javelin. I think, yeah. 120 feet.
Are you aiming for the vulture or the dude?
We'll go the vulture.
Okay, very good.
You have
And I think
advantage.
we gotta roll that with disadvantage.
Yes. It's at
But
its
you have
longest
advantage
distance.
as well. Because it's
But it's fairy fired, so that evens out.
So, well, it's a 12 to hit.
Plus
Oh,
a
does-
d4 because you are. Oh, it already hits.
you're under the bless spell.
Oh, and I roll a d4.
Yes, and add it to your attack roll.
Are we all blessed? Sorry.
Yes, all but me.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a 13 to hit.
So that does hit the vulture, yes.
Nice. Okay, and that is 8 piercing damage.
8 piercing. Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay, very good. Arazor, your turn.
Oop. Sorry, I'm trying to see how close I can get. I'm going to, with my bonus action, cast Expeditious Retreat. And I should be able to get about right there.
Yep, the measuring tool is accurate, so,
Okay.
so that's
and-
exactly right.
And if they are just barely off the ground, I should be able to cast Thorn Whip.
Okay, yeah.
And that will be a 23 to hit.
You casting it on the vulture or the guy?
On the vulture.
It hits.
So that will be 6 piercing damage, and it gets pulled 10 feet closer to me.
So, and it gets yanked towards you. So, feet is about. Yay.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. These guys' turn now. They will fly their full distance to sort of group up here as they're all kind of swooping down all at once. Both of the riders will whip their daggers at you, Tharazor. First is a 16.
Nope.
Bonk. And then 18.
Nope.
Bonk. The daggers just bonk, bonk off your armor. It's their turn. Magnus, you're up.
Alright, so I'll move. Oof. I was about here, so. Okay, I'll move behind Durzo. And I will speak to them as I prepare my action to tell the vulture that has been hit
Okay.
by saying, submit willingly to mercy's embrace, for resistance only prolongs suffering. Choose compassion and find solace in surrender. And should I see any of them continue their assault, I will be going to cast my Toll of the Dead on that vulture that's been hit.
Looks like they're all continuing their assault. So go ahead and that's a wisdom save, correct?
So Toll of the Dead is a wisdom saving throw.
What's the DC on that?
14.
Doesn't make it.
Did you make
That's
it?
an
or
11.
not?
No,
Okay.
it does not.
So
That's an 11.
Oh my. 1 point of necrotic damage as I speak my words. Morton Clamor. And that will be it.
The dice giveth and they taketh.
Why do they?
I mean, that's like a great ice, but getting a while of it.
Lazarus's turn.
Lazarus is going to fly to Tharazor and land on his shoulder. He's going to use his full 60 feet. As he lands on Tharazor's shoulder, he's going to kind of cock his head, look at him. Look over. I'm yours! And he's going to offer the help action.
Okay, very good. All right, we're back to the top. Durzo, you're up.
I am going to. I got options. I'm gonna run up. Are they within striking distance now, like height wise?
Yes, they're all flying pretty low.
Okay, I'm running up to Vulture 1 with my 30 feet. That just gets me there within attack
Okay.
range. And I am going to take a swing with the scimitar. As I do so, the blade ignites in green fire. So that is going to be 8 plus 1, because plus 1 scimitar, so 9 plus 6.
That hits.
Okay. It's been a while. So, is there anyone within
The rider.
branch weapon use, spells casting, make
Rider
noise,
certainly
attack,
is.
5 feet. So as I slash into the vulture, the fire from the blade leaps from it, dances across the vulture's cut and to the rider. So the vulture is going to take. I'll use that one. 1d6. So 4 plus 4 is 8 slashing damage. And the rider is going to take, I believe it's a d4 choice. Okay, so equal to my modifier. So the rider takes 3 fire damage, or 3 takes 3 damage.
It would be
3
fire.
fire damage, yeah.
Okay. As you cleave through the vulture, cutting its throat, vulture is going to die, pass a little bit over you. As a reaction, the knight will cast Featherfall in order to not take damage as he falls from his mount. And he lands about right there.
Sounds good. That is my entire turn.
Okay. Knight is up now.
Actually, could I have said something when I killed the vulture?
Sure, quickly.
I'll, as I slash through, see the vulture's lifeblood flow down the blade and splatter across the ground and start to soar past me. I'm gonna shout, "Seems you've lost your wings, Ryder!"
Okay. Rider. The rider is going to run towards you, Durzo, and make 2 attacks with its long sword. It'll pull out the long sword. 2 melee attacks.
Two-handed or one-handed? Two-handed, right?
Two-handed.
Okay.
First one is 11.
I'm gonna sweep to the side and dodge around it.
Okay.
Nimbles. I'm pretty nimble. I got that purple haze around me.
Second one is 15.
That also misses.
This is with both, so whoosh, whoosh.
I have the
Two
scimitar
swings,
out
two
and I just
misses.
kind of dodge and weave under them.
Okay, very good. That's his turn. Zebknock, your turn.
Okay, so I am going to. How far away? I'm gonna run up to this guy. I am going to rage
Hell yeah, you will.
and what
You have
happened?
advantage. He's got fairy fire, and he's flanked.
Okay. And when I rage, I got a 7, so flowers and vines temporarily grow around me until my rage ends. The ground within 15
La
feet of
la
me is
la.
difficult terrain for your enemies.
Okay, that's
Um,
awesome.
and I'm going to swing my axe. That is a 22 to hit.
1 sec.
That hits. Go ahead.
And
Yeah,
that
that hits.
is 8 points of slashing damage.
Point
And that's my
slashing.
turn.
Durzo, your turn.
Knowing that I will probably take an attack of opportunity, I'm going to move over here.
Okay. That guy will swing his sword at you. That is a 16.
That misses.
Misses. Shh.
And I know that with where they are, it may not work exactly, but I was gonna try to get both vultures and both riders. As I drop Expeditious Retreat, and I throw my hands forward, and a stream of acid comes flying out as I cast Tasha's Caustic Brew. And that will be a
Okay.
dexterity save of 14. Hopefully for all 4 of them.
I would say. Yeah. Dexterity 14. First vulture makes it. Second vulture does not. First rider does not make it. Second rider makes it.
Okay. The ones who did not make it at the beginning of each of their turns, they will take 2d4 acid damage.
Okay.
I.
And the ones that did make it don't take half or none.
I don't think they take any.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna be a moment. The intersection right in front of my apartment. There's a car flipped over. There was a huge 3-car accident.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just give me a few moments. Sorry, guys.
You're fine. Take care of life. Feels weird to keep playing. Okay. So it's the start of their turn now. So go ahead and roll a 2d4.
A 5.
Okay.
And so they will keep taking it every turn unless Either they or another creature takes the action to scrape it off of them.
Okay, very good. So they're all gonna try and attack you, Durzo.
You mean me?
Where the acid came from? Yes, I mean you, Tharzor. Sorry.
It's the
Disease
second
screwed me
time
up.
tonight.
Lazarus, Starzor, Durzo, it's all the same in the wash.
Give me a second.
Do we feel endangered by these?
Do I?
If we feel in danger by these creatures, do you find them dangerous or scary in a sense?
No.
I feel like Zebknock probably thinks we fucked him up.
Good, because I really want to go to that spire. And hopefully nobody's afraid after this encounter. I know Zebknock isn't, because he is very brave, never
Let's
fearing.
go ahead and give me just 1 second, okay?
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
alright.
you're fine. Yeah, he did back down from fighting the dragon that we ran into in the mountains. Although Tharzor and I have discussed going back to kill it.
Okay. So lots of these creatures are going to attack you, Tharzor, and they multiple attacks, they have advantage. I don't know if it will make any difference, but we'll see. So the vultures have pack tactics. So first they're each going to make a beak attack and then a talon attack. First beak attack misses.
All right, I'm back.
Everything
Come
okay?
back.
It seems like everybody's all good. They got the people sitting down that need to be sitting down that were in the accident. They got somebody controlling traffic. Everything's good.
One of the talon attacks, Tharzor, is a 23.
That hits.
Okay. That is 8 points of slashing damage. Sorry for the lack of commentary. I'm just zooming through the ones that obviously don't hit.
And my concentration check is a 15.
Okay. Second talon from the other vulture is a natural 20. That will hit. That will be 7, 14 plus 2, 16 slashing damage. The two guys will use a bonus action to cast Guiding Wind, which gives them advantage on their dagger throws at you. First guy misses anyway. Second guy does too.
Okay.
So that is all of their turns.
Did anybody attack Durzo while I was gone?
Nope.
Okay.
I said your name, but I meant to say Tharzor.
Oh, okay.
Disease screwed me up. So no. Magnus, your turn.
Okay. So Thurzar looks scared. Thurzar, sorry.
I mean, I'll let you judge for yourself. He took a couple of good hits, but he is not one to show weakness.
Okay. I guess we gotta focus fire. I am going to speak out my toe of the dead word again by choosing the one rider that is on the ground and saying more than plumber. And I will force him to make another wisdom saving throw this time, hopefully for more damage.
Okay. Do. That is this vulture. He rolls 17.
Well, that's not gonna even do it. I am going to then move a little bit closer to Karazur.
Hey, fucking. Oh,
And that will be both for me.
Okay, very good. Okay. Lazarus.
Lazarus is going to continue to give Tharazor the help action to give him advantage on his next attack.
Okay, very good. Durzo, your turn.
Okay, so that knight is currently still engaged with me, thoroughly pissed off.
He is. And
Okay.
flanked.
I am going...
And fairy fired.
Flanked and fury fired, yep. So I'm going to roll with advantage. I'm going to take another scimitar swing at him. 15 and 14, plus 1, plus 6. So that's going to be 4 plus 4, another 8. Slashing. Not going to bother with Green Flame Blade due to the fact that he has nobody within 5 feet of him. And that is going to be my turn.
Okay. His turn next. He's going to try to go toe-to-toe with you. And swing his long sword. First swing is a 16.
My AC is 18 in a blade song.
Okay, very good. So he misses. And second one is a natural 20.
That definitely hits.
That is 12 plus 2. 14 points of slashing.
Ooh, that hurt.
So he comes underneath, misses with the first one, hits you right across the gut with the second.
Yeah, it cuts pretty deep. That's half my HP pool in one swing.
That is his turn. And Zebknock, you're up.
I am going to say, "Hey, stupid!" Trying to get this guy's attention away from Durzo as I swing my axe at him. It's 23 to hit
Oh, yes.
and 10 points of slashing damage.
Whew, he's looking rough.
And
That one got him right between the shoulder blades. That hurt real bad.
that's my turn.
Okay. Arzur, you are surrounded by vultures and other creatures and people.
Tarzur, not it loses some of the drama to it. He spits out some blood, but it just stays inside of his helmet. But he says, "You got some good hits in, but I'm done with you now." And he's gonna hold up his hand, and he's going to cast Thunder Wave on all 4 of them.
Okay.
And that's a
They
Constitution
make
14 save.
Con 14. Nope. The vultures do not make it.
So they will each take 10 thunder damage, and they are pushed
Yeah, nobody
15.
makes it.
10 feet away from me.
Okay. This particular rider is knocked off and falls down unmoving. Dead. 10 feet. 10 feet. This guy gets blown off the vulture, but somehow the vulture manages to get blown off as well, so he lands on top of him, so they get blown off at the same time. How much damage you say they take?
10.
Oh, this guy's dead. This guy's dead anyway. Dead. One of the vultures looks okay, the other one looks pretty bad.
And that will be my Actually, I will move slightly closer to Magnus.
Okay, very good.
And that will be my turn.
These vultures, now riderless, are going to take off.
How fast do they move?
60 feet.
Okay.
So they can get to... about here. That is their turn. Magnus, you're up.
Just trying to measure distance between us.
Let's call it exactly 60 feet. They were right pretty much next to you.
Yeah, I don't want to chase after them. Okay, so Magnus, with Reverend Grace, will raise his hands, his holy symbol gleaming with divine radiance, as he starts speaking some sacred words. And an aura envelops him, channeling potent healing energy to mend wounds and restore vitality. I will use my channel divinity to preserve life, and I will heal both Tarazor and Durzo for 10 hit points.
Holy shit.
And
good.
since this is my action, I am just going to stay behind Tarazor for
Okay,
that's it.
very good. Lazarus?
Lazarus is going to fly over to Durzo and give him the help action this time. That's his
Durzo.
turn. Durzo is going to take the cut across his gut. Okay, that one actually hurt. And as I bring the scimitar up, I'm going to feel the wound start to close. Look over at Magnus, give him a wink, and I'm going for a slash. That sucks. I forgot I had advantage already. 10 plus 1, 11 plus 6.
Yep, 17 hits.
Okay. So that is going to be 2 plus 4 damage.
That's all you needed. So you come up with the blade, catch the guy right across his throat. He starts to bleed out. Just looks at you like...
Sucks to return the favor.
And he falls towards you.
I'm not even paying attention to him as he's falling. I'm twisting, turning, and sprinting. And I'm gonna move 40 feet towards the vultures.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Hey. Dead. Zebknock, your turn.
We got the vultures. I'm just going to
They're about 80 feet from you.
take the dash action and run up here.
Okay.
And how high up are they?
They're starting to rise into the air as they're retreating. They're probably about 25 feet off the ground at this point.
Okay, that's my turn.
Arzor,
Are they flying away in the direction of the tower?
you sure are.
There's not much I can do. Yeah. So with my bonus action, I will clasp Magnus's shoulder and I will say, "Thank you for your help. I am truly grateful." And I will offer him the help action. With my bonus action, using my Fey gift of hospitality. And we are both going to get 6 temporary hit points.
Okay, very good. Vulture's turn. They're going to use the dash action to fly 120 feet. So they're now 120 feet away from, or 140 feet from Zebknock, 170 feet, sorry, 150 feet from you.
I'm
Is there anything you
within
guys can
range.
do as they escape? You're 150 feet away, and it's your turn.
So I'm going to run my 40 feet, get within range. I'm going to chill touch Vulture 3.
Okay.
So that is an attack, I'm pretty sure. Yes. Does a 10 hit?
It does.
You have plus 1d4.
Apparently I don't need it. So it's going to be...
Giant vulture is easy to hit.
It's gonna be 7 chill touches. Necrotic damage.
Necrotic.
Ah! That one falls out of the sky. Thump, thump, thump. Lands somewhere on the road ahead of you.
That is all I can do.
Okay. Anyone else? Can anyone else do anything else to the one that is 140 feet away?
I'm out.
Okay. That one escapes. And you guys are out of combat. That one was definitely flying, and you watch the one flying away, and it's heading directly toward that spire.
I'm going to turn around, start running back to the group. Loot and scoot, loot and scoot, loot and scoot!
Well, we should have kept one of those guys alive.
We should have killed the birds first.
It's easy for both of you to say. Nobody tried to hit you.
I'm going to gesture to the still somewhat bleeding coming out of my armor.
Sorry, I'm talking to the old man.
Oh, that's fair. Less old, still old. I'm running over to the knight and I'm checking him over, looking for any sort of paper, parchment, anything with writing, the markings that we found in the previous. Also, the attire they're wearing, the weapon they were using, everything.
You,
The guy you were. Go ahead.
sorry, can we gauge the distance that the spire is away from us?
Probably about 6 miles at this point.
Okay.
You guys made
Sorry.
it a couple of miles on your way there. None of them have any treasure, but the guy you were fighting has a map in his boot.
Taking it.
Take it up, you open it up. It shows a fairly crude sketch of the Desserin Valley, and it marks the spire on it. And it's right around where it should be.
Okay. Taking the longsword, because fuck that guy.
As well as that symbol that you found tattooed on the guy with the white robes and the black feathers.
He is.
That symbol is on the map.
I'm assuming he has that symbol tattooed on him as well.
He does.
Okay. Are you guys checking the other two? I found a map.
I will try.
Yeah, the other two have the tattoos, but nothing else of any significance on them.
Well, it appears that we are more than capable of dealing with these creatures and stuff.
They will be back. They're going to see the empty vulture show up pretty soon and probably send the rest after us. We did see 7 in the air. Took
Then
care of
probably
3.
we should pick up. Perhaps we should pick up our pace.
Yeah, well, I'll beat them up too, Durzo.
It's fairly late in the afternoon, right?
Yeah, you
Well-
guys arrived. I would say it's probably about 5 p.m.
Okay.
Do we want to hide in some place and continue tomorrow, or well, what is the plan of action?
Well, this is just my view, but I would say we head in that direction until the sun falls and it no longer seems prudent to continue, and then we camp overnight.
When does the sun kind of go
Oh
away?
gosh. It's probably around late August, early September, so you probably have another couple hours of sunlight. I know that's not what the D&D months are called, but that's what I'm going with. I don't remember what they're called. Something like that.
It's fine.
There's this found
Well,
maybe
then let's continue until dusk, and then we can camp, perhaps.
Okay. So you guys get to within a couple of miles of the spire. You can see now that behind the spire there appears to be like a long valley, like a canyon almost. Behind it. You don't see any other activity the rest of the day. You don't see anything flying up above. No sort of counterattack or anything like that. And you guys arrive, and there are a number of hills you could sort of tuck in to. If choosing to do so.
Yes, I'll find an unobtrusive place to sit
very good.
and make camp.
Okay, very
I
good.
have one question.
Sure.
How big are backgrounds for your game, in a sense? Like, I have never mind, that's the wrong character. But anyways, I wanted to ask for Elijah as well, because he has the Wanderer background for the Outlander, and he could gather food.
Oh yeah, no, we use those. Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, I don't have it on this character since this guy is an acolyte, but I would like to try and get us some feasible food around here. Probably with survival, if that's a possibility.
Sure. You guys are able to hunt down a couple of rabbits. No problem. That in combined with the rations that you would have brought in with you from Red Larch, just coming from a town, you guys are fine to eat tonight.
Okay.
Guys, I'm actually going to cut tonight